Okay, so from the last video, run this. Build started, build failed. Man, what happened between here and the last video? It's complaining because the exe is still running and the linker's trying to open up saying, hey, I'm trying to open this file to write to it, but I can't because I already have it running. So let's get rid of that, build it, build succeeded, run. We're good. Black windows, great for debugging. Not great for drawing in. So let's see if we can actually get a GUI up on the screen here. Let me get rid of this window there. Q widget. There's a few Q things that could get a form up on the screen. I'm just going to use the basic Q widget. Call it my widget. My widget dot show. And the reason why I don't have IntelliSense because I didn't include Q widget. So Qt GUI Q widget.h. Control F5. Build started, build succeeded, and we have a nice GUI graphical window up here. One nice thing about Qt, cross-platform, portable. Theoretically, the code I write in here should work well on Linux and that kind of thing. Doesn't matter what platform we're on. It just should work and have the look and feel for whatever operating system or GUI widget environment that it's executing in. All right, so far so good. We can draw on this using Qt's built-in drawing mechanism. I'm going to jump straight to OpenGL. Not that we're going to go to 3D anytime soon, but that I want to get a basis foundation using OpenGL. We can use OpenGL to draw in 2D just as well as we can in 3D. So that's the route we're going to take with our project. Let me close this. First things first, I'm going to go over here and add, I'm going to say class. And generally I don't like Visual Studio generating a bunch of code files for me, but I actually think it's a little faster to add the class and have it make the header file and the CPP file for me and then go massage it from there. So add class. Did I click resource? I guess I clicked resource there. Delete. Let's try that again. Add. I did click resource. Add class. C++ class. We don't get any options here except to click add. Class name. I'm going to call it MyGL window. Yes. This looks all good. Good. Finish. We get the CPP. We get the H file. Pragma once. To my understanding, Pragma once works like our header guards that I showed in the C++ playlist. Also, to my understanding, it works on many compilers, but not all compilers. And I know that the header guards are across compilers, so I'm actually going to be a little old school. Stick to my header cards, or pound define. Pound define. I'm going to say sandbox. Sandbox. My GL window. H, Control L, Control VV, pound define. This needs to be an if and def. If not define, pound define, and then pound end if. Can delete all this stuff that it generates for me. I was just hitting Control L to get rid of those lines. So I'm going to Control L all of this. Control Shift B. Make sure we're still building and things are good in that department. And now I want to be able to use this GL window over in the main. So instead of saying Q widget, my widget, I want to say my GL window. So first things first, let's pound include that. Pound include my GL window. Notice I switched to double quotes, and that's because I'm pulling a file out of the same directory of the compilation unit that I'm including it into. Okay, whereas these other ones, I know they're in the C++ include paths that we set up here when I said C++ general. C++ general. Additional include directories. Those are the ones I'm searching for with the angle brackets instead. So if you ever wonder what the difference is there, this pulls out of the same folder that your compilation unit's in, whereas these will pull out of the search paths defined for your compiler. Okay, my GL window. See how I just copied and pasted that? That was kind of dirty. My GL window. Copy this. Paste it here. I want this to work, but it's not going to because it's going to say, hey, you're calling show. Last time I checked, let me do a vertical tab group here, collapse that. Last time I checked, this didn't have a show. Well, again, I don't want to rewrite OpenGL myself, so let's just use what's already there. Pound include Qt OpenGL QGL widget. IntelliSense won't help you with this because there's not an H on the end of it. And I'm going to publicly inherit QGL widget. Okay, now C show is good. Build it. Oh, linker errors. I hope you expected that. Maybe I should have told you to pause the video. We got linker errors. Now, I will tell you to pause the video here and think, why do we have linker errors? We hit this snag in a previous video. Why do we have linker errors? Pause the video and think about it. Okay, I hope you see that. Look at the external errors it's getting here. It's like, let's see, QGL widget. The constructor for QGL widget, I can't find the code for that. And update overlay and update GL. All this stuff is missing. What to do? Well, that's because if we go back to our middleware directory, which I failed to commit. Oh, that's horrid. Tortoise SVN, add. Click OK. It's gonna add all that. It might take a while. So in the Qt here, in the lib directory, we have Qt OpenGL d4.lib, which we did not include for our linker in the previous video. So let's do that. I'm going to go to Solution Explorer, right click, go to Properties. And again, you may think I'm wasting your time. Why don't I just add this all up front, do it offline? By all means, you can skip past this, but I see these errors constantly, and of course, Tortoise SVN just caught up. I'm going to move that off the screen. I see new programmers struggle with this all the time. How do the includes work? How do the linker files work? I strongly suggest just set up a project, do it again, make a new project, set it up again and again. Get used to that whole, we need to make the preprocessor happy with the include pass. Then we need to make the linker happy with the lib files. And then we need to make the runtime happy by putting the DLL where it can find it, or either that or make it global system-wide. Either way, go through it. I hope you don't find this a waste of your time. If not, skip over it. Input. What was it called? Qt OpenGL d4.lib. I'm going off my memory here. Qt OpenGL d4.lib. That's right. Click OK. Build it. Still get linker errors. And the linker errors are for QObject. So some of our code is relying on QObject now. Notice the OpenGL errors went away, but now it's relying on QObject. Well, QObject is considered the base object for all of Qt applications. And that's not in GUI, and that's not in OpenGL d4. That's actually in Qt4 or Qt core d4.lib. Remember, I purposely left that out so that we would be forced to add it when we needed to. And I told you it would come up quickly. It definitely came up quickly. Again, right-click on Sandbox Game, Properties. Get used to this. Qt core d4.lib, semicolon. Enter. See, now we have Qt core d4, OpenGL, GUI. Click OK. Build. Build succeeded. Now, before I run it, can you think what's going to happen when I run it? I'm going to hit Control F5. Pause the video, think about it. Hope you paused it. Boom. Qt OpenGL d4.dll, not lib. .dll is missing. Alright. Well, we can deploy that privately again. Let's go to Qt bin. I'm going to grab the, which one was it? Oh man, I can't even remember. I'm getting hungry. Oh, OpenGL. Okay. OpenGL. Copy. Yes, I could have done all this at once, but the reason I'm doing it by hand here is so you can see it go through one by one, see the importance of why it is that we have these things. Go to my Sandbox Game, debug, drop it there, and then I'm also going to Tortoise SVN, add it to my repo. Okay, build, run. Nice black, clear OpenGL window using Qt GUI libraries. That's quite nice. And then also notice here that I added the Qt. Remember that middleware directory? I forgot to add it. Well, it finally got done adding it. So good time to save, huh? Let's go over here. Project files, Tortoise SVN commit. And I'm going to fill this out, commit it, and see you in the next video.